Alright, so let's get started. I'm doing this on the same file that I did for the previous transcription because if you remember in the shell, the ballad comes directly after this section, so we're going to go ahead and put it where it is. I added measures to the end, and then I separated these two sections with a solid bar line so that we know where we're starting. I went over here to the playback tool and set it so that we're starting at measure 43 because that's where I'm going to start this transcription. We put quarter note equals 65 here. We might need to change the speed of that. I don't know yet. We'll see. Where it starts at quarter note 65, that's actually a measure 41. We're going to do piano keys here, piano cues here, just so that we know that's where it would start originally. Excuse me. We're also going to change the key signature because we know the key signature has changed. We'll change it a measure before. And we are in, what, E flat major? I'm pretty sure we are. E flat major. Holding it to the same lines. Okay. We're going to start on measure 43. If you recall, in July, they made this an antiphonal solo melody type thing, which I thought was really cool. So we might actually, when we do the recording, and this will probably be in the bonus material after everything's already been posted, I might show you how I would make the sound antiphonal in the recording itself and the transcription, because these are antiphonal, these are solos from different sides of the field. So it's probably worth it for me to show you that. And then I believe it changes measure by measure when we get here. So we're gonna do that by switching different parts because it's fun that way. That's how we're gonna indicate that it's a different soloist per measure. Is what we're doing, and we're gonna put that in the second trumpet part. And then just for grins, I'm gonna put a double bar where the ensemble will come in. Alright, now we've gotten to the ensemble part. We're going to start with the melody because that's simple. And we already have the melody written out through these solos. And we're going to start mezzo piano. Is how we're going to do this. We might end up changing this mezzo piano dynamic, but I'm not entirely sure yet. And we're going to change the playback because I don't think we need to play back these solos. So just while I'm thinking about it, we're going to measure 1. Okay. Once the trumpet comes in, the horn has a counter, the mellophone has a counter melody. We're putting 5 in the place of 4. There's a lot of movement in this ballad. You would think that a ballad would be simple and you wouldn't have a lot of movement in it, but Michael Klesch has found a way to make all these beautiful riffs happen, and it still sounds simple. Yep, that's right. Alright, so let's go back, because I'm also pretty sure I know how this how the low brass action is working on this first half as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. No, I don't know it like I thought I did. Let's go back and listen to it. And then we'll fill it in. Okay. So we were right to include eighth note action. And I kind of feel like it would sound better if I did that. Yep. I'm gonna change just a couple of things that I think will help, and then we're going to sort of abort this mission for now because I've gone a little bit off kilter with regards to finishing what I feel most strongly about first, and then putting the context clues together. I thought that I felt most strongly about this baritone part, but clearly I don't. So we'll come back to it. But I think that we're going to keep this here, and then we're going to do this thing. So what I do know is that this is descending. So we'll put that there, but I don't really know much of anything after that, so we're going to leave that like that for now, and then we will fix this when we get back to that after we filled some more stuff in. So we're going to go ahead and keep plowing forward with what we know. Okay. So. Okay. I really like the tuba part here. I know the tuba part because I really like it. So. Bum, beam, boom, boom. Isn't that a cool line? That might not be exactly right, but I know that we have this thing going on because I remember hearing it at a show and thinking, "Holy cow, that's really cool." I would not have even thought of doing that for a tuba line. Okay, cool. So I'm not entirely sure how we get to F major, but I do know that we get to F major. Bum, ba-dee, da, 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 dum. I'm not entirely sure how we get there, but I know what it sounds like once we get there. So we're going to go ahead and write that out. So I might be doing more like what you would be doing if you didn't have experience with this, if you're doing it for the first time or maybe just the second time or something like that. I'm going to probably go back and do some measure by measure listening and some detailing like that because I don't remember this like I thought I did. It has been a while and I have had a lot of other music in my mind since I've been listening to the Crown 2014 show. So that could just be what I'm dealing with right now. I just have to jog my memory. Ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dee. Okay. I also know what the tuba does here. Ba-ding, bum, ba beep beep ba 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 beep, because it's really cool too. We know what the trumpet's doing here. Beam ba bum bum ba da dee da dum beep bum. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some. Yeah, I'm not. It's not coming to me for some reason. So let's do some listening. Okay. And I might want to make this louder. I'll show you how I do that if I decide to make that decision. You can see obviously I'm making edits as I'm going on. Alright. Alright, so this will give me a chance to talk about something that I probably wouldn't have otherwise been able to talk about if I had remembered more of the stuff. So this is a good thing. So if you're not sure what part goes where, you want to make sure that you're, or I should say, I should reword that. If you're not sure where to start, like how to orchestrate a certain section, like this particular section, I have the melody and then I have the tubas. I'm not quite sure where to go from there. Then you want to focus on listening to one specific line and see if you can pick out that one line, and then you want to write the best to the best of your ability of that one line. Okay. And if you don't have any reference point for if it's not block chords, like I was talking about the last episode, which in this case it's not block chords. It's very much lots of counterpoint and communication and interweaving of parts rhythmically, and it's a very complicated sort of structure here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to just the mellophone parts and see if I can fill in that 3.5 measures. Okay, so anyway, you can see probably that I'm struggling with this particular thing. So I'm going to see what I can do about making this easier. This is one of those tips. I was going to mention it at the end of these episodes, but since I seem to be having trouble and it seems to be relevant now, I'm going to go ahead and explain it now. So I'm going to take this this recording right here and I'm going to move it over to Audacity. If you don't have a PC, then you want to move it over to GarageBand. You can do the same things with a GarageBand. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'll give Audacity just a little while to load that. That's a WAV file, so it's pretty big. We're going to isolate that section that we are transcribing, and we're not able to hear it as well as we want to be able to hear it. That's part of what's causing us trouble. So we're going to isolate it and amplify it. So this is kind of Excuse me, this is kind of a sneak preview of some of the stuff you'll get in the bonus material. So what we want to do is we want to find where this is. So this will work if you have if you have an MP3 or if you have a WAV file. If you have something like a MP4 audio file, it's probably not going to work. I'm not sure if it would work in GarageBand, but it doesn't work with Audacity. So you need a WAV file or an MP3 file. So what we are looking for is past here. So we're gonna isolate this. I definitely want to show you this process because it is relevant to potential struggles as a transcriber if you're going to transcribe this music on your own. So that's the end of what we're doing. So that's the excerpt that we're working with. Now Audacity will take the context of what you're writing and automatically amplify it if it believes that there is some amplification to be had. It'll say 2.2. So that takes this all the way up to the point where it doesn't clip. Now, this is away from the composition side of things, so I want to reiterate, if you have questions, to ask me. So it took it as high volume-wise as it could without clipping it. I'm going to take it even further because I don't mind peaking out on the audio, so we're going to repeat that amplification just a couple more times because we want to be able to hear what we're listening to a lot more easily. Okay. So I think that's going to give us an easier time. So we are going to reference this file now whenever we're trying to do the transcriptions because this file is too soft. We can't hear it. Okay, and we are back. So I have made the conclusion that I have sort of underestimated the amount of attention to detail that needs to be taken in order to make this happen. This is a little more complicated than even I thought. And so we're going to walk you through this process as I figure it out slowly, and because I really want to make sure that this is good. I don't want to make it mediocre because I absolutely love this movement. I want this movement to sound beautiful. So we're going to do whatever it takes. It's going to take longer than I originally thought, but that's okay. And I probably won't necessarily show you the tedious note-by-note process in the Behind the Scenes Abridged series, but if you're watching the extended behind the scenes, the entire footage, then you'll get to see me do that. And if you have any questions as I go through, like I said, like always, please feel free to put a comment in the comment section below, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. So what I've got here is what I ended with. I put the sound file into Audacity and amplified it so that it's louder, so that it's easier to hear. I highlighted the section that I want to focus on fleshing out, so I have that. Then I reconsulted the head cam and I reconsulted YouTube Repeater that I showed you in the previous episode to help me with these inner voices, because there's definitely a lot going on that is not, it's pretty much the opposite of block scoring. So it's going to take a lot of careful attention in order to make this work. So that's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and continue the way that I did it before, with listening to the Audacity and trying to pick out just the lead mellophone part as best as I can. So we're going to start. We're starting over here, and we'll proceed as we were before. Okay. Da dee dee be da dum ba da dum. This is definitely flat. Okay. This is already a lot more encouraging. Okay. And I'm not sure what's going on in the tenor and Barry voices, um, but we have this nifty head cam here. Um, as drum corps got better, technology got better. When I first started transcribing stuff, I head cams were very rare, and they were actually called boob cams, which is really funny. And somebody mature probably said, "We don't want to call them boob cams anymore. It, maybe it gives drum corps a bad reputation or something. I don't know. I thought it was really funny, but anyway, they're called head cams now, or tuba cams. Like head, yeah, these are both head cams, or chest cams, or drum cams, or whatever. But obviously before that they were called boob cams. But those weren't very common, and so we had to do these transcriptions if we wanted to as fans without having this context. Of course, the music was easier. Carolina Crown in 2011 had a triple tonguing feature, and it was like 30 seconds long, their Rockstar show, and everyone was appalled at how they could do that 30-second triple tonguing feature. And now triple tonguing is just a part of their normal everyday playing at Crown, and so it's just a normal thing. Everything they do is about of the difficulty of the most difficult thing that they did in 2011. So it's nice to have these headcams to be able to dig deep into hear some of the more intricate things. So let's take a listen for a couple of times. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. You guys, I feel like in the case of this specific section, I'm learning just as much as you guys are, which is why I do these in the first place when I do these transcriptions, because I want to learn how these geniuses do what they do, and hopefully be able to learn from them and adopt the same concepts and practices into my own work. All right. Took quite a bit of time for those 4 measures. We still got 3 measures in the baritone 3 part to fill. But it was worth the time. I think that's going to sound really nice once we start to detail that with some dynamics and such. I can't really hear it that much, but we'll make do with what we can. Also, just for future reference, if you're having trouble hearing specific parts, it also helps to have a good pair of headphones and to listen to those. The reason why I'm not doing that is because I want you guys to hear reference for your own reference in this recording itself. I believe I can pick it out without using headphones. We are going to reiterate mezzo piano. Whoops. Even though we're probably going to change all these mezzo pianos to mezzo forte later on. There's so much going on in these 4 measures that I fear that putting it in mezzo forte from the get-go might be too much. If I find that this is too little energy and momentum wise, then I'll go ahead and change it to mezzo forte. Yeah, cool. So that baritone 3 part is a little bit of a cop-out, so I want to do something to make it a little more interesting, to make it look like it's meant to be there. So that was one thing. We'll we'll continue forward later. We need to go backwards and fill in what we've got going on here. Now, you attempted to do this movement and you struggled with it, then just know that I struggled with it too. So you're not alone. Okay. I know there are other people who have done this on YouTube. I saw that they existed. I haven't really listened to them, at least not in a really long time. So I don't know how they did it the way that they did it. But I know that I am taking lots of patience to make this work. We'll take a break from that section, and then we will work on the end of this, and this will hopefully be the last part. I think we can pick up the pace now that we're out of the woods and into the loud part. The loud parts are easier to hear. That's how we're going to do it. All right. And I'm pretty sure that this horn part is doubled. So we'll go ahead and double it. Alrighty.